This podcast replay is brought to you by AccidentLawFirm.com. For truck, motorcycle, and rideshare accidents, call Bobby Nunez, 305-444-4407. AccidentLawFirm.com.
All right, time to have a little fun. And yes, Kevin Davidson now. We're going to switch gears. We go from linebacker to quarterback. Kevin Davidson, of course, from Princeton, joining us here at the East-West Shrine game. We talked a little bit about his practices. I thought he's had a solid 2 days so far. Your assessment so far, because you're probably going to be harder on yourself than I am, so go ahead.
Yeah, the first couple days when we were just at the hotel, we were doing meetings and just learning the offense, and then being out on the field's been an incredible opportunity to be with guys from all around the country, the best at their position, and it's been a lot of fun slinging them the rock.
Yeah, and yesterday, it's got to be fun for you on that first day. You get a couple of deep shots and a couple of nice touchdowns, one on the right side, one on the left side too. So you got to show the arm on both sides, and you hit them in stride too, baby. They didn't have to wait for your ball. You got to like that.
Oh yeah, they're super fast out there, and I've gotten to know them pretty well over the past couple of days. I've also talked to them prior to the week. So I built great relationships with my receivers, and Coach Brady is the quarterback coach of the Colts, and he's calling all the plays, so he knows exactly what we like, and we're taking advantage of the defense.
All right, good stuff. So far, Kevin, who's the corner that's challenged you the most when you're out there in your drills?
That's a good question. There's some really good corners out there. I don't know their exact names. I know there's a kid from UCF who's pretty talented, and then the Army safety has impressed me a lot too, and they just changed
Elijah
that rule.
Riley
exactly
is
right.
the kid.
Yeah, he's a stud.
Yeah, it's he's actually played pretty well there. You know who I like? The Northwestern kid, Joe Gaziano. He's got a hell of a motor, dude. He doesn't stop.
D lineman.
Yeah, D lineman. Yeah, that dude's got a motor. So how's the quarterback room? Because it's a competition, but it's really an individual almost competition. You're really not competing against each other, but there's always that there.
Yeah, I mean, we room together here at the hotel, and we've gotten really close over the past couple of days, Tommy and James, and it's been fun with them. We encourage each other. You know, someone makes a great throw, it's like, dude, great ball, hell of a throw, and then you're in for your rep. So it's been a really kind of balanced relationship so far.
Who you rooming with?
I'm actually rooming with, so there's 6 people, and it's 3 different rooms combined into one. So I'm rooming with Tommy Townsend, punter from Florida, but both the other quarterbacks are right next door to us. Okay, so James is from our part. We're in South Florida. Yes, sir. So does he snore, or what's the deal? Does he? So far, so good. Yeah, no issues. No snoring out of all. Nobody snores. No, not yet. Okay, because that's a pain in the ass. Oh yeah. You know what I mean? You got meetings, you got practices. You can't have a teammate that snores. No, you got to get your 6 hours and wake up and get to work. So in Princeton, who was the guy that just made hell that you had to put him in a room by himself because he snored too much? Yeah, I mean, I roomed with a kid last year named Ryan Quigley, and it was brutal. So this year I got a single, and my sleep's just taken off from there. I had a grandmother. She snored so badly the walls would tremble. Okay? Wow. Seriously, I mean, it was just like this, and your body would start shaking. Yeah, like really, when you can hear it through walls, that's scary. Yeah, no, absolutely. That's scary. Stay away from that. Yeah, I noticed that there were no roaches, no ants, nothing anywhere around our house ever while she was snoring. Okay, I tell you that's pretty impressive. All right, so. Which is the receiver you're developing pretty good chemistry with? I know they're all good. I get that. Okay, don't give me the company line now. Yeah. Give me the guy that's really jived with you so far in the first 2 days. Kid from Florida State, and Isaiah Wright from Temple. Oh, that's the kid. You hit him for a touchdown. Yes. Yeah. Yesterday. What's it called? I thought he's played well. Keith Gavin. Yep. Keith Gavin. Yeah, he's played well, man. Yes, he's taken off. He's a big body, but also has that speed to get over the top and separate. It's deceptive. Absolutely. For a big guy. And by the way, that's also one of the things that I've noticed in this game. There's a lot of tall receivers. Oh, yeah. Especially on the West team. You see those guys from Oklahoma State and Oregon? They're like redwood trees, literally, man. Yeah. I feel bad for those DBs. Yeah, but how about you? You love that. You love those guys with range. Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
if you're off a little bit, like
he'll still get it.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
And the kid from Rhode Island too. I think Aaron Parker.
Yes, you're Parker. I like him.
He's stuck out pretty well.
I like him, man. The Parker kid. I don't watch a lot of Rhode Island games on television, and when I saw him, I'm like, whoa, that's definitely one. So let me ask you, as a Princeton guy, okay, do people get intimidated because, okay, we're dealing with a smart guy or something like that? How do they treat you, right? Because I almost feel like when we walk up to kids from Yale, Harvard, and Princeton or something like that, we're like careful because we know we're dumber than they are.
No, it's not like that. It's been fun. It's been a total team environment, and I'm bonding really well with these guys. And it's been a really, really fun week so far.
What's for the quarterback, the challenge of getting people's attention and believing in you, because that's always the battle in such a short amount of time? How do you do that in this kind of an environment?
Yeah, that's why, I got the roster last week from our kind of personnel guy and started just talking with the receivers right away, and actually started building great relationships with them, got on the phone, started talking about our playbook. So just like trying to get ahead of the game and starting to build friendships with these guys has been really helpful so far.
Where did you learn that you had to be the guy? Because I don't know if every quarterback, and especially young quarterbacks, understand how important it is to kind of connect.
Absolutely. So in high school, I ended up transferring from my high school in Danville, California, to a high school in Oakland, California, so a completely new environment. It was coached by Marcus Peters' father.
Oh, yeah.
And Marshawn Lynch and Josh Johnson, guys like that, were around all summer for training with us. So, like, total new environment. I just had to dive in and start building bonds with these guys, and that's where I think I learned it. And it was just an unbelievable opportunity, be around some great football players, and really learned a lot from them.
How far apart are those schools?
About 45 minutes.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So that's like another county? Is that what it was?
Exactly.
Okay, all right. That's
good. I just went there to maximize my football opportunities, and it was, we were good.
Okay. That is one thing that's changed about today's, and I don't blame players, because back in, I'm old. So back in the day, you just went to one school and no matter what it was, and you didn't really have as many opportunities of you would have to do something fishy in order to transfer. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, I like this because it gives the player a little bit more power and the parents a little bit more power to give you the best opportunity to succeed, because unfortunately all programs are not the same.
Yeah, well, we actually ran into a little bit of trouble with the transfer. If you want to get into that. So basically, played in 4 games, threw for 21 touchdowns, and every team that we played thought they would beat us, and we just absolutely smacked them. So they started to complain that I was there. It was an inner city school, and what happened was the state of California put 8 private investigators on my family to make sure that our move was legit. And it was, and then they ended up deeming me ineligible for a year based on an athletically motivated transfer. So we took it to court and tried to fight it because it was like not in the rule book, but the court upheld with the state of California, and I was suspended for 1 calendar year and forced to go back to my old high school in Danville. So that hurt recruiting a lot, but I'm couldn't be happier to end up at Princeton. And
so wait a minute, you went back to Danville and you stayed at Danville?
Correct, for my senior year.
For your senior year.
It was a 1-year calendar suspension, so it was October to October, so I only got to play 6 games my senior year because of the 4 my junior year, and then the 6 on the back end of that suspension. So pretty crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, state of California did not want me at that school.
Okay, so walk me through this, Doggy. How did they accept you back? Like, were they pissed that they kind of had to take you back, or
no?
How was that whole? Because you left them for somebody. That's like leaving a girl for another girl, but then you want to go back to that girl, and she's not going to be that happy.
Yeah, they were my best friends that I grew up with since childhood, and they understood why I left. It was just to pursue football at like a new level,
right?
And be under some great mentors and coaches, and they really respected that decision. And then when I came back, they welcomed me with open arms. I always had great relationships with that. It wasn't like I didn't burn the bridge when I left, so that was a key situation.
Okay, all right, that's cool. That's and smart again on your part for doing that. That's fantastic, man. Wow, that's a great story. How about the personal hell that you were going through? Walk me through that. How dark was that you didn't have what you loved for a year, man? That's you might have even been thinking my career's over almost.
Absolutely.
So talk to me about
it really
that.
hurt recruiting. All the schools, so I was talking to Stanford before this, and then when I got suspended, what was really tough was the last game I played, the fourth game my junior year, I threw for like 450 yards and 6 touchdowns like in the first half. So it was just like totally taking off against a pretty good team who we were predicted to lose against, that week. And so that was tough because I was getting recruited by Stanford pretty heavily. And then once I got suspended, they ended up going with a kid from Southern California instead. So, I mean, it was tough. Football was my only love, and I mean, still is. I love the game, and for that to be taken away from something out of my control, not even an injury or something like that, was really hard. Absolutely.
Wow, that's a fantastic story, and I would imagine, how much have you learned about patience and kind of, trying to, be able to be patient and disciplined to stay with it all the way through.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you're at like a crossroads like that, you have two decisions. Like one's to kind of give up and give in, or to push harder and find like new levels within yourself. So I think that's like the choice I went with, and it grew a lot as a person, and then ended up got the opportunity to go to like one of the Elite 11 regional camps and won the MVP there over some big SEC guys and all of that. And then
what SEC guys?
Jacob Eason was there as well.
Okay, all right.
But it taught me patience, absolutely, like you said, because even at Princeton, I was behind 2 guys who ended up, they're still in the NFL now, and I didn't get to start until my senior year. So once again, I was at a crossroads where I had to, choose to work harder rather than just kind of give up and give in to the whole college scene and whatever that entails.
Wow, that's a phenomenal story, Kevin, man. Kevin Davidson, by the way, from Princeton, joining us. All right, Kevin, so what convinces you that you can play at the next level?
Just being around so many pro guys. When I would train down in Southern California in high school and my early years at college, and just throwing around guys like Matt Ryan and obviously being mentored by Josh Johnson. We would throw all the time with Marshawn. Just being around everyone, it's like something I feel like I fit in well. And now at Princeton, I don't graduate till June, so I'm doing all my training in New Jersey, up in North Jersey, and Phil Simms and Matt Simms are now my quarterback coaches. So being around them has been just an absolute joy, and I'm really thankful for their mentorship.
Did you have Skittles galore when you were hanging around Lynch?
Oh yeah. Okay. He always had him around, and he's a crazy dude, but just like the best guy ever. Hates the press, but just the absolute like ideal human. So humble and wants the best for everyone around him.
Yeah, he does look like a cool dude.
Oh yeah.
He controls the press because he doesn't want anybody to get from the press to get close to him.
Actually, when they lost, he just gave out some nice feedback that pretty much went viral. So once he starts talking, people listen, which is valuable.
Because it's so rare that he talks.
Exactly right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things. What has Phil taught you now that when, being taught by Phil, give me something that you've learned from him?
Just how to be a professional. He's taught me kind of how this process is going to go. You got to be patient. You got to, fight your own battles and learn from everyone you talk to. And he really kind of taught me what these interviews are going to entail and how these practices are going to go. And at the end of the day, he's just any question I have, I talk to him, and he really mentored me throughout the season, and kept me excited to keep pushing.
All right, Kevin, we'll wrap it up with this. Kevin Davidson from Princeton, quarterback, joining us here on the program. What are you trying to prove to people out here that whatever knock you have right now, that it's not true?
I think just being a one-year starter at a small school like Princeton, that I can play at this level. I think I have the arm to, with the best of them in the NFL, and I can definitely hang at this level and distribute the ball everywhere on the field and kind of absorb a playbook really quickly.
So the one-year wonder thing does scare people. Yeah. I mean, even Joe Burrow's going to get a little bit of that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I think, Kyler Murray and those kind of things, all these kind of because one-year wonders are, that they're not very successful as the transition. There's very few. It's like outside of Jason Pierre-Paul, there aren't a lot of guys that are one-year wonders at any position. So it's how do you find that challenge for you in trying to convince people?
Yeah, I think just continuing to have a chip on my shoulder throughout high school, like with dealing with my, academic or whatever suspension for transferring, continuing to have a chip on my shoulder. I was behind 2 guys who ended up in the pros, so it was kind of out of my control in a sense. But I think it prepares me well for the next level because you're not going to go in and start right away somewhere, most likely. So being able to be ready for your moment when when your number's called and prepare like you're the guy every week, that's something I really took pride in college. And I started one game my junior year, and I was told on that Thursday that I was going to be the starter for the game Saturday, and I didn't really change anything because I always prepared like I was the guy, and went and threw for 4 touchdowns and over 300 yards. So, I think it's going to transfer well to the next level.
I don't know you at all, but I almost get the feeling that there's no doubt you're a confident guy, but you have a quiet swag. You're not really the brash guy out in public, but deep down inside, you kind of know you're better than the guy that's next to you or above you or something along those lines. Am I reading you right?
I believe so. I don't think you don't need to talk that much. I think actions speak louder than words, and I think once people start to know me, that's something that they get from me.
Kevin Davidson, quarterback from Princeton, joining us here at the East-West Shrine game. Kevin, very impressive, my man. I've really enjoyed your work so far the last couple of days. Continue to kick ass, and hope you make your dreams come alive, my man.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
You got it. Kevin Davidson.